I'm Jason.
And I'm Angie.
And we're the Hudsons.
And this is our journey.
So our story begins with, like a lot of people in this down economy, I lost my job due to downsizing about 2 years ago. So during that season of life, we were going to have to pull from our 401k to live off of and to get us through this career change that I was going through. And around that same time, SOS was looking for a building. We were going to leave Simpson Elementary and look for a building to plant SOS. So we felt like God was telling us to loan the money to SOS to finance the build out so that SOS could go into the 540. We felt like we were going to have to pull from the 401k anyway, and it just made sense.
So when we heard the voice of God to loan the money to the church, there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of unknown, but at the same time, our security is in that 401k, and we were, thinking it was going to be coming back to us, and it was a big leap of faith, and we knew that it was going to be difficult. We knew we were going to have to trust God more than we had ever trusted Him before, but we were willing. We felt like we needed to obey. We felt like that this was an opportunity for us to do something big and to make a difference. And even though there was a lot of fear, and even though there was a lot of emotion, and even though you would think that in that situation, in that circumstance, with just losing a job, that would be it wouldn't be smart to then take your security and then turn it over and loan it to a church. So it was very unheard of, and it was very difficult.
So a few months had passed, and as we got further down the journey, God was doing so many things in us and was growing us. And when you're in a position where you're relying fully on God, we just heard a clear voice that we weren't supposed to just loan the money to SOS, but we were supposed to give it.
So when we heard that clear voice of God telling us not only to loan the money, but then to give the money, my first reaction was, are you crazy, God? Really? Right now? In our circumstances and our situation? Are you crazy? I mean, when people give gifts like this, it's usually when they have an abundance. We were in a season of, we didn't have any security as far as financially and in our job. So it was very, very difficult. But we kept feeling like God was saying this is a huge opportunity to do something very extraordinary. Our whole life we've always said that we trusted God and that we relied on God. But God was speaking to us saying, how much are you going to trust me? How much are you going to rely on me? Not only financially, but in every area of your life. Once we were obedient and we made that decision, instantly fear really began to come into our hearts and in our minds, trying to figure out, how are we going to make it? How are we going to support our family? How are we going to live when all of our security we just gave away? So there was a lot of opposition and a struggle going on inside of us. I remember feeling like I needed to hold on to every bit of finances that we had. I remember thinking I had to plan everything out and just very fearful. And a lot of that was because of everything was so unknown. There was a lot of unknown factors. We didn't know how the money was going to come in. We didn't know how our bills were going to be made. And we didn't know how the end of the story was going to be. Because we were obedient, God began to really change our perspective. We now are focusing on other things other than our finances. We're focusing on an amazing relationship that we have with each other, better than we've ever had before, an amazing relationship with our children, with our friends. It's very exciting. There's we believe that God has an extraordinary blessing that's coming for us because of our obedience. But right now, we are already just have this amazing peace and this amazing strength that only He can give us. And so right now, we're already seeing the blessings, and it's priceless.
A lot of the benefits that we've already experienced, beyond just the relationships being stronger, God has just blessed us in ways that you don't see coming, and it just surprises you with blessings. And through this journey, we've just really been excited and really expecting what God is going to do in our lives next in our journey.